knitting in before I'm heading to the driving range. So I'm going to work on my Sunday socks. Angle's a bit janky, but I wanted to quickly talk about my Sunday socks. This is a pattern by Petite knit that I've made a couple of times now. And I finished the first sock a little while ago now, like a couple of days ago. But I made the same mistake I made last time I made these socks, which was I made the foot too short. I don't know if you can tell. That is not the length of my foot. When I tried this on, well, when I thought I had finished the length of the foot that I wanted before starting the decreases, it reached my toe, like my big toe. I didn't realize how short the toe was effectively. And so this foot is actually way too short for me and isn't going to be comfy at all. So I'm going to finish the second sock. I'm about to finish up the gusset decreases, and then I'm going to knit the foot of this one longer and count the number of rows that I need in order to make it a lot longer to fit my foot. And then I'm just going to put a lifeline in before the toe decreases, and then just knit this one longer and then put the toe decreases in. Previously, I probably wouldn't go back and fix this. I would probably just be like, they're just house socks, like it's fine. And I have a pair of socks that I knit too short that I just decided to just not bother with. But I want these to fit properly and I want them to be cozy, comfy. So I think I am going to go back and fix that because I want these to be bed socks. So I kind of want them to have a looser fit and be a little bit more cozy. I mean, we'll see how these go after blocking them. Blocking changes this yarn a lot. This yarn loosens up so much. I don't have the ball band. This is Keepsake Fibre Co. I think it's just called Pure Organic Wool, I think. I'll link everything down below that I talk about, but when it blocks, it loosens up a lot. I found that with the Harris hood that I just knit a couple weeks ago. So I'm hoping blocking will loosen these socks up a bit, but we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens. But I am going to knit it longer. Hopefully they'll work out. Somehow it's now almost 8:30 p.m. and I have to leave for work, and I haven't been able to update you on my knitting, but tomorrow afternoon when I wake up from my sleep, I promise I will update you properly. I'm just going to work on my Sunday socks tonight at work. Hopefully I can get them finished. We'll see, depends how busy we are, and then I'll update you properly in the morning. Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. I would say good morning, but it is the evening. It's about 5:30 p.m. now. I apologize for the lighting. Daylight savings ended here over the weekend, so it has been getting dark really early lately, and it's just gonna keep pushing earlier and earlier and earlier, which kind of makes me sad, but I love the colder weather. I love autumn, so I don't mind so much. I slept really well today. I slept from about 8:30 till 3 o'clock, which was great. A solid sleep. I needed it. I didn't sleep much yesterday at all. I had a little nap when I got back from playing golf, but other than that, I was up most of the day, so I was very, very tired when I got home. The shift was pretty relaxed. I'm looking after a nursing student at the moment, so we had an extra set of hands as well. So that's always really helpful. As I said, it's quite late in the evening now, and I've kind of only just got ready for my day. I'm having a little bit of breakfast, my breakfast, but I will be having dinner with one of my friends a little bit later. We're doing another study session this evening before I go to work. Hopefully, if she can get here soon. She's stuck in the lab, so she may not make it in time before I need to leave for work, which is fine. Other than that, the plan for this evening is to go for a walk before the sun goes down. I really need to get outside because I haven't really done any intentional exercise over the last couple of days. So I'm just going to go for a little walk around the park. It is raining, not heavily, just sprinkling. It was pouring down yesterday and the day before, but just sprinkling now. So I might just go out. I'll chuck a beanie on because it is actually quite cold. It's about 12 degrees right now. So we don't really get an autumn here in Melbourne. It just kind of gets cold straight away and rainy. So the hot weather is definitely gone. Summer is definitely gone. It's not really going to get above 20 degrees now until like December. So settling in for autumn. I'll give you a quick update on my Sunday socks. I think I spoke a little bit about them yesterday and about how one of them, the first one, was way too short. So I knit on the second one last night, finished the gusset decreases and knit the length of the foot. I knit 5 extra rows on this one, but I'm thinking I might knit another 5 or even just like another 2 rows just to make sure that I have enough length in the foot. Because I've tried it on and it is in a spot where if I add a toe, it's gonna fit, but it might be a little bit snug. And I'm just trying to gauge whether this sock is gonna change a lot with blocking or not. So I'll make a decision about that later tonight, I think. I think I'll work on this. I'll probably cast off this sock before I leave for work, and then I might put in a lifeline in this one before I leave for work tonight so that I can rip it back and knit those few extra rows and do the toe whilst at work tonight. So those are my Sunday socks, almost finished. It'd be nice to have a finished object in this video to show you. After that, I'm not really sure what I'm going to knit on. I do have my Moby sweater that I'm working on. If you watch my most recent podcast, you would have heard me talk about that. I've talked about my Moby a lot. It is a long-standing whip that is just taking forever to get through. And it's not a project that I feel that I can take to work and work on whilst I'm there. I kind of need a mindless project. So I'm thinking maybe I might need a new cast on for this week. So we'll see. I could cast on something new. I did ask for recommendations in my previous podcast about what to do with some plotalopi that I have. I have a lot left over. I've knit 2 sweaters out of that yarn and I still have so much left. And someone recommended, I think it's the Autumn Tales Cowl by Ozetta. And that looks great. And I'm thinking that I might want to cast that one on. It's more of like a collar. It's got a turtleneck collar and then it's just got the front and the back panel. I can't remember what that's called. Like a collar. I can't remember what that's called, but so maybe I'll cast that one on this week. But I also have lots of yarn in my stash that I want to work through. So we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, I'm going to go for a walk. It is raining. It is sprinkling. So, and I don't have an umbrella. I lost my umbrella last winter and I don't have a new one. So I might just go out and venture the rain. My hair's wet anyway. And then I'm going to come back and get some solid study done, get some work on my thesis done. I feel like that's all I really do. I hope you're enjoying this video. It's a little insight into kind of a regular week of my life at the moment. Really, all I do is work, study, and knit and do some socializing sometimes. So yeah, if you're enjoying it, please let me know. I'm enjoying filming it. Okay, I'm gonna go for a walk before it gets way too dark. thought I would quickly update you before I got home and went straight to bed. I cast on a new project last night. I did finish my Sunday socks, not last night, the night before, at work. And they're currently on my sock blockers. So I cast on a new project before I left for work in this blue yarn that you would have seen me frogging and caking up. And I have cast on the baby bear bonnet by, I think it's by Knitting for Olive actually. So I cast that one on before I went to work, and this is how much I have done. I'm up to the increases for the ears, and I'm enjoying this pattern so far. I'm not a fan of how it's written, but it's easy enough to understand if you have knit quite a few patterns before. If you're a complete beginner, I wouldn't suggest this pattern at all. I think it's a little bit unclear in certain parts, and it doesn't really hold your hand at all whatsoever. So not the biggest fan of the way it's written, but that's okay. It's understandable for someone who's knit quite a few patterns before. So I worked on that mostly last night, and that was really good. This is just an acrylic yarn, by the way, just a bargain bin yarn that I got from Spotlight, so it's pretty much just acrylic content. I will show you my Sunday socks and everything a little bit more clearer when I wake up today after sleeping. I'm going to sleep until about lunchtime is the plan. And I didn't vlog much yesterday because I slept in and when I woke up I just really wasn't feeling it. So we'll be vlogging a little bit more today. I now have 6 days off, so I will be taking you guys along with me for most of the weekend because I have a lot more time to knit now that I'm not at work. So yeah, my plan for today is to go home now and sleep. It's 7:30 in the morning at the moment, so I'm going to go home, sleep until about lunchtime, wake up, try and get out and go for a walk, and then I'm going to do some work on my thesis and then get some knitting done later this evening. I'm hoping maybe I can get this assignment finished today and then just proofread it tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see how much I get done. It's due tomorrow night, so I kind of would want to get it done today, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to go to bed. I don't know if you can tell, but I am exhausted. I'm so happy to be done with nights for this week. I don't go back for six or 7 days now, so that's a nice feeling. Okay, I'm going to drive home, sleep, and I will catch up with you later this afternoon. I'm working on the short row portion of the baby bear bonnet, and I'm finding that on one side my short rows look great. Well, I don't know what happened there, but on one side they look fine, and then on the other side, like what is that? Why is that? Who is that? And you know, this is a gift for somebody and their child, so I'm a bit like, I guess, disheartened by the fact that it's not right. It's just not the vibe. And I had a look at some projects on Ravelry, and somebody did their short row shaping a little bit differently, but I think it's too late for me to go back now. I'm not going to rip back to fix them, I don't think. So we'll see how it turns out in the end. I would still be happy to gift it, But we'll see how it comes out in the end. It might be disguised by, you know, everything else going on. It might just be the cuteness factor may overrule the wonky short rows at the back. Hi everyone, it is Saturday evening and I thought I should probably sit down and give you a proper update before the sun goes down. I think it's almost about 5 o'clock in the evening now, and I have spent the day, first half of my day was at the gym. I had 2 gym classes back to back, so did that this morning and then came back, did some grocery shopping and had some lunch. I had some sushi, which was so good, hit the spot, exactly what I needed. I'm gonna have the rest of the sushi for dinner tonight. And then I spent the afternoon on FaceTime with my boyfriend watching Pokemon and doing some knitting. We decided over Easter to start watching Pokemon from the start. I've never seen the show from the beginning. I've only seen a couple of episodes when I was younger. And my partner, he's seen, I think, the first couple of seasons in chronological order and then some of the newer stuff. So we decided to start from the start together and watch it together, but obviously with him being away, it makes things difficult. So the weekends is mainly the time where we can watch the episodes together, which was really nice. And I was just working on my baby bear bonnet, which I think I showed you last night, or sort of updated you on last night. I think the last time I probably updated you was on Thursday morning after work. And I said I was only going to sleep until lunchtime on Thursday, but I actually slept until 4 p.m. So by the time that I woke up and actually managed to get any knitting in, the day was kind of already over. I went to sleep at about 10 p.m. So yeah, I didn't really update you on the Thursday. And then yesterday I had an assignment due in the evening. So you would have seen I spent pretty much the entire day working on that assignment and getting that submitted. I submitted that only at about 8 p.m. I think. So it wasn't up too late. And then I did some more work on my baby bear bonnet. Speaking of, let me show you where I'm up to. I am almost done. Almost done. I will definitely have this done tonight. When I showed my boyfriend this project, he was like, oh, it kind of looks like a Pokemon. And I was like, I could make like a Bulbasaur or like a Pikachu inspired bonnet, I reckon. But I told him that's not the way the ears will look when it's finished. But this is it. I don't know if I spoke last night about the gauge that I got or anything like that, but it's definitely a lot bigger than I thought. And honestly, that's just my fault. The yarn that I chose is a lot thicker than the yarn suggested in the pattern. And I tried to size down with my needles, but because this is acrylic, it's quite squeaky and quite sticky on my metal needles. And so I found that if I tried to size down any further, I just wouldn't have been able to actually knit this up without destroying my hands. And even still with, I think I'm using a 4.5 millimeter needle, even with that, it's yeah, painful to knit up. This is how far we've come. There is an I-cord at the bottom for the ties, and I'm just finishing up the second one now. It sort of wraps around the back, around the neck, as like an I-cord bind off the back. And I've enjoyed it so far. I am not a huge fan of German short rows, and if you have the pattern, you'll know there's a German short row section at the back, and I just don't like doing them. And I'm not a huge fan of how they look. You would have seen last night when I updated you that I just was a bit concerned with how they looked. And yeah, they still have that kind of wonky vibe to them. But when the bonnet relaxes, it sort of folds in and makes this fold, which kind of hides the short row stitches anyway. I really don't mind it as much as I thought I would. My hair is stuck in it. So all I have left is, I think I'm about halfway through this I-cord strap, and then I just need to finish up the ears, and then this will be a finished object, which is kind of crazy. I didn't think I would have this many finished objects on this vlog, but here we are. That's almost 3. Speaking of, I'm going to show you my Sunday socks. They're actually on my feet. So let me take those off. I'll make sure they're not too dirty for you. No, they're not dirty at all, which I'm kind of impressed about. I finished these up Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. And I'm really proud of how they came out. I washed them and blocked them, and they are dry, and I have been wearing them for a couple of days. And they are so soft, probably one of the softest pairs of socks that I have made. You can definitely see the gap, the hole, where I connect my gusset stitches, I think, and the rest of the stitches, like the instep stitches, but I don't mind it so much. As I said when I first cast these on, these are intended to be like house and bed socks, and they are perfect. The temperature has absolutely plummeted. It is freezing cold here. Last night, whilst I was doing my assignment, you might have seen I was wearing a wool beanie, 100% wool beanie, wool and mohair penny gloves, these wool socks, and the thermal underneath my jumper and sweatpants. And then when I went to bed, I still had to wear my beanie, my wool socks, my penny gloves, and I had my hoodie on in bed as well. So one of tonight's missions is to put the electric blanket on the bed to make sure I'm not freezing to death. But these have just come at a perfect time. I cast these off just at the right time, and they keep my feet so warm, which is what I need. So happy with those. I'm going to put them back on because my toes are getting cold. Okay, so that's my little update. I think I'm going to finish up this vlog tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't have much on my schedule. I've had quite a few days off work already, and I don't go back until I think it's Wednesday night. So I've got a couple of days off that I really just don't know what to do with. You know, when you're working, you're like, oh, I just wish I had days off. But now that my uni assignments are done, I'm kind of sitting pretty and just thinking, oh, what can I do? So I might find some way to leave my house tomorrow, but I'm really trying to take these days off really slow and not put any pressure on thinking, oh, you have to go and do things. Usually when I have such a large chunk of days off, I like to think, oh, well, I have time to go away. I should go and see some things and do some things. But really, I think there's no shame in taking those days off as sloth days, is what I call them, what the internet calls them, but just as pure relaxation days, because I feel like we don't get that enough. So especially doing shift work, sometimes my days off are only 1 or 2 days off or 3 days off, and it is never really enough, especially when you've got other things going on. So I think I'm just not going to take these few days for granted and really intentionally try to relax and enjoy them as much as I can, doing the things that bring me joy. For example, knitting. All right, I have Pride and Prejudice on the TV, which is one of my comfort movies, and so I'm going to watch that and finish up this baby bear bonnet. When it's done and the ends are woven in, I will show you before I give it a wash tonight, which means hopefully it will be dry in the next couple of days. I'm hoping that this will fit like, I don't know, like a 3-year-old maybe. Let me know in the comments what size of baby you think this will fit, just so when I send them to the gifts to my friends, I can just say like what suggested size that this will be for. I'm thinking it's going to be like a toddler size because it is quite large. It's definitely not newborn or 6-month size. I was aiming for a 1-year-old size. It's definitely not the 12-month size that I intended, but who knows? They may have a big-headed baby. You never know. All right, that's my plan for tonight. I will update you when this is finished. Finished my baby bear bonnet. How cute. I'll give you a better look tomorrow, and I think I'll talk a bit more about the pattern and everything tomorrow when it's a bit lighter outside. But here it is. I hope you can see it. I'm not sure if it's in focus or anything. I'll put some pictures up and I'll also have some pictures posted on my Instagram. I posted a picture of it on my story today anyway, so that'll be in my story highlights if you want to see a quick glimpse of it. But yeah, it's done and I'm so proud of it. I really am. There were a couple points where I thought, oh my god, this is not going to be good enough to gift to anybody, but it's really come out really quite nice. The I-cord ties look really good. They're not long enough to tie into a bow, I don't think. Yeah, definitely not. That was just how it ended up happening. I didn't take into account that my bonnet was going to be bigger than what the pattern said because of the gauge that I got. So I forgot that my I-cord ties would have needed to be the length of one of the larger sizes. That's what I'm trying to say. But overall, I think it's so cute. I hope it looks good enough in the camera. I'm putting my hand in it because that you can kind of see the ties and the shape of the bonnet. And yeah, I love it. I looked at a couple of Ravelry projects at a few stages during this project just to get a couple of tips. Like some people said the ears were really pointed with the Kitchener stitch that was suggested. So I was thinking of using a different grafting method or doing something different. But then I read someone's Ravelry page that said really tug the end of the Kitchener stitch through to the other side like you would for the tip of a sock, for example, to give it that rounded shape and make sure the back is flat. So that's what I did and it came out perfectly. The ears are really rounded so it looks like a little tiny bear hat. It's so cute. I'm obsessed. I can't wait to make another one for my future baby to put in my little baby knit stash that I've got going on. And yeah, I love it. I love the color. I love the shaping at the back. As I said, I was really worried with how that was going to look, but overall, I'm really proud of it. So as I said, I'll talk a bit more about that tomorrow. And now I have a free pair of needles and I don't know what to knit. I need to knit my Moby sweater. I know I need to do that. But I'm really enjoying the mindless stockinette stitch knits at the moment. So I'm really not sure what I want to cast on. I did see on, I think it was on Pinterest, was a pair of baby booties, which looked really cute. I think they were crochet. And I was thinking of casting those on in a cotton yarn that I have. For now, that's finished object number 3 this week, which is kind of crazy with night shift and university and everything going on in life. I really can't believe that I've got 3 FOs this week. That's just nuts. It's not a normal week for me. They're obviously all small projects, so that's why they got finished so quickly. And that's definitely not a normal thing for me to do, especially at the moment. I was in a bit of a knitting slump, but there we go. That's kind of crazy. I can't believe that. Oh, this is just so cute. I'm so proud of this. So proud. I think that's one of the main things that I really love about knitting is the feeling of accomplishment that I get with it. It kind of fuels that creative side of my brain that doesn't really get worked a lot. So it exercises that part of my brain, but then also just gives you something to be really proud of in a finished project that you go, I freaking did that. And yeah, I think that's another reason why I love being able to share my knits online as well, is because I get to then show it to like-minded people who understand the time and effort that it takes to make something with your hands. So yeah, I'm so proud. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm really proud. I've come a long way with my knitting. This is about to get really deep, so I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to probably sign off for the evening here because it's really dark. And it's about 6:45 now, so it's not too late, but it is super dark. So I'm going to have my sushi, I'm going to finish my movie, and I'm going to find something else to cast on. Who knows what it could be? It could be anything at this point. Hi everybody, happy Sunday. I'm finally able to update you. I thought I'd be able to catch some sun before it went down, but I just got home from the gym way too late. So the lighting is not great. I think one of the lights is flickering. Something's flickering. So I'm so sorry if that's really distracting and annoying. I'm working on getting a proper camera, but that's going to be a couple months in the making, I think. Oh, I've got my sunnies on still. So for now, we're just coping with my phone and whatever lighting my house provides at the time. But what can you do? This is a budget production. It is Sunday evening. It's almost 6 p.m. now, and I had a pretty slow day, but a productive day. So this morning I cleaned the house. I ticked off everything that was on my to-do list, ready to prep the house for a new week. And then I went to the shopping center to go get lunch with my friend. We had Sushi Train, and we did a little bit of book shopping. I did book shopping with my eyes, and she actually bought some books, which I'm very jealous about, but I know that I need to use my Kindle Unlimited subscription more often. And so that's my book buying basically at the moment, is trying to use my Kindle Unlimited. Then straight after that, I went to the gym, and now I'm home. So I have not knit a single stitch today. I haven't done anything crafty today. So I'm really excited to settle in for the evening and get some crafting done. The plan for this evening is to have a little self-care evening. I bought myself some face masks, and I really want to do one of those. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. This one is a new one that I haven't tried. It's a jelly sheet mask. I've only ever used the Garnier, like the normal ones, and the vitamin C one's my favorite, so I got that one. But I also got this one. It's, I don't know, who knows if it's actually any good for your skin, but I like to wear them. They make me feel bougie. So bought some of those. So I'm going to do a face mask. I'm going to have a shower and wash my hair, and then I'll do a face mask after my shower and get in some warm, cozy clothes. The plan is to watch some more Pokemon tonight with my boyfriend on FaceTime, and do some knitting. So last night, after I updated you and I watched some movies, I did cast on a new project, which I will show you. Now, I made a bag using this stitch pattern and also this construction a couple months ago. I think it was last year. It was last year. And basically it's a double moss stitch pattern. In the daytime, I will try and get some better B-roll of all the projects that I've worked on, so I can put a little bit of that at the end of this vlog, so you can kind of really see everything that I've been working on. But it's a double moss stitch pattern, and I'm going to make like a small toiletry bag size bag that I'm going to line with some white cotton fabric that I have left over from an Eras Tour outfit that I made, and some interfacing that I also have left over in my stash. So this is a stash busting project through and through. This yarn is a cotton based yarn that I got from an op shop in 2021, I think. There's a tram, hold on. I don't think I've knit up anything in this yarn besides the coasters, which I don't have with me. If you want to see those coasters, they're in my most recent podcast episode as a finished object. But so I have quite a bit of this yarn left. I did start working on a plant pot cozy using this yarn held double, but I didn't like the way that was coming out, so I frogged it And so I have a lot of double strands of this yarn that I need to separate and cake back up. But I basically separated that from the main skein and then just started pulling single from the middle. I'm using, I think these are 5mm needles. Yes, 5mm needles. This is a Knit Pro set, just their basic interchangeable set. And yeah, this is what it looks like so far. I'll explain the construction. Let me get the other bag quickly. I am mindful that this lighting isn't great, so I'll try and chat about this quickly. But basically what I did, this is the bag that I knit up last year using this same stitch pattern and construction. Oh, you can see the giant coffee stain on it. It was in my bag and I spilt coffee everywhere. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I'm confusing myself about the construction of this bag. What I did was I cast on in the round and I knit double moss stitch in the round for however tall I wanted the bag to be. I knew I wanted this to sort of be like a satchel size, like quite a small pursey satchel size. I think I fixed the lighting a little bit. I'm so sorry. Can you tell that I'm a bit flustered tonight? Knit in the round to the height that I wanted. Then I cast off using an I-cord bind off at the top. And I wove in a single piece of yarn through, and then I used just crochet to crochet this little bobble on the end. And then at the bottom of that, I took, I think, 10 stitches from one side of the bag and I knit a rectangle. Kitchener stitched that to the other side of the bag and then Kitchener stitched each side, if that makes each long side. That's a really poor explanation, but basically it left me with these weird stockinette stitches at the bottom, which I didn't like. So what I've decided to do differently with this one is cast on a number of stitches. There's 24 stitches here. Knit the rectangle, cast that off, and then pick up stitches around the edge and knit upwards to make the body of the bag. That's sort of my plan at the moment. I'm not sure what kind of bind off I will do. I know I want to put a zipper in this bag. I'll put a couple pictures of what's kind of inspiring me with regards to the shape of this bag. I want to put a zipper in it and I want it to be kind of like a toiletry bag shape / pencil case shape. And I want to make a few different size bags this year, I think. Maybe not all in this double moss stitch. I do love the way that this looks. It's just such a simple way to add texture to your knits that isn't too difficult and requires too much focus. It's really, really mindless. It's like doing ribbing basically. So I want to knit a few little bags here and there, make different size bags to keep in different handbags, if that makes sense. So I've got different handbags for uni, work, things like that. So I'd like to have little bags to go inside my bags. How many times did I just say bag? Anyway, I cast that on last night and I was enjoying knitting on that, but I think after finishing the baby bear bonnet, I was a bit stuck for inspiration. So I sort of just cast on the first thing that came to mind with the yarn that I have. I'm thinking maybe tonight, maybe I'll work on my Moby sweater. I don't know what it is, but I'm really not feeling that project at the moment, which is really disheartening. I think it really is the cable pattern and the fact that it takes so much of my focus. At least with color work, it's stockinette, so I feel like I can do it without requiring too much of my focus, whereas cables is next level. That's like I have to be concentrating, otherwise I'm going to mess it up. So I think that I just have put a lot of pressure on myself with regards to my Moby. So we'll see. There is another cable sweater that I want to cast on for my dad as a gift knit, but I feel like if I cast that on, because of the way I feel about my Moby, I'll cast that sweater on and I'll get to the same point and feel the same way about that. At least that's kind of how I'm seeing it at the moment. So I guess I'm procrastinating by knitting on these other smaller projects, but that's what's floating my boat at the moment. So I think I'm just gonna keep going with that. Do what feels right. I think once I start making this hobby a bit of a chore, that's when it doesn't become enjoyable. So I'm just going to keep knitting on what I'm enjoying knitting on. Okay, after all that blabber, I am going to go have my little self-care night. I'm going to do my face mask, wash my hair, make myself feel all cozy and warm, and get cozy on the couch and watch some Pokemon. That sounds like the perfect evening. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying this vlog. I really don't know how long it is or it's going to be. I've sort of just filmed random bits and pieces here and there and tried to update you when I could. So who knows how this vlog will turn out. I hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. Always, please let me know what you're working on if you're crafting whilst watching this video. I love to know what you guys are working on. It gives me a lot of inspiration. Let's get on with the evening. Finished the base of the bag, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up stitches along this long edge, and I pick up my stitches in between. I don't know if you can see, there's these two knobs here. I pick up the stitch in between there. So I cast on 24 stitches. I don't know how many rows I did. I will count at a later time, and I'll maybe put all the details in the description of this video or my next podcast when I talk through it in a bit more detail. But based on that pickup rate, like picking up, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Picking up in between these little knobs, that's 29 stitches that I'll be picking up along the edge, and I'm going to have to change that to 28 to give me an even number so that I'm not messing up the moss stitch pattern. And then picking up 24 stitches along the bottom to match this other side as well, and then picking up 28 stitches along the long edge. And then I'll just keep knitting in the round, and then when that's done, I'm still not sure what bind off I want to do yet, but I do want to put a zipper in this, so I think I'm going to do a little bit of research on putting in lining and zippers into knit bags. I think that's going to give me a bit more information about what bind off I should choose. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It is quite a loose gauge, you can really see through it, but I don't mind that so much. Once the lining is in as well, it will have a bit more structure. But yeah, I'm really liking the way that it looks at the moment. Yeah, I just find this texture, I just think it's really beautiful. So yeah, really happy with that. Hi everyone, happy Monday. I am here to round out this vlog and quickly recap everything that I worked on this week and give you a little rundown of everything that I finished, because I actually finished quite a lot this week. So I started this vlog on Sunday when I went to my friend's birthday dinner, and I came home and I stayed up quite late working on this crochet granny square baby blanket. I think I talked a little bit about this. I cannot remember what I filmed and what I talked about, but this is a gift for two of my friends who are expecting a baby. Just really simple stash busting granny squares, mostly in acrylic based yarn and connected using the crochet continuous join as you go method. I will link the video that I use for the join as you go method down in the description, because that is my favorite way of joining granny squares. You only have one tail to weave at the end for the border, and then it's just the granny square tails to weave, rather than having a million ends. It just leaves you with quite a few less to worry about. So I finished that one up on the Sunday, and then you would have seen me working on my Sunday socks, which I obviously finished, and I think I showed you a couple days ago. I'm wearing them, so I'm not going to take them off. I will say this yarn has peeled quite a lot already, but to be fair, I have been wearing these socks every single day inside of my slippers around the house, so do with that information what you will. I really want to knit up a matching pair of socks for my boyfriend, because it is getting cold here in Australia, so I want to knit up a matching pair of socks for him to wear. So I have quite a bit of that yarn left over. I think I have a ball and a half left over, I think, or maybe two. I'm looking up there because it's in my little yarn hammock. But yeah, I really want to knit up a matching pair of socks in the same yarn for him. So maybe you'll see that in the next podcast episode. We'll see. I'm really enjoying these small quick knits at the moment after finishing my porcelain sweater. It's like I need finished objects. It's like addictive. So then the next thing I finished, you obviously would have seen heaps of, is this baby bear bonnet. I posted a little bit about this on Instagram as well, because I am obsessed with it. I cannot wait to send this off. It's obviously a lot larger than this size that I knit up, but hopefully their baby will grow into it and can wear it more as maybe as a toddler, because obviously they're having a spring baby. It's due in October, so I didn't want to knit up like a newborn sized beanie or a newborn sweater, because it's going to be hot by the time the baby will fit into any of those clothes. So I feel like it's good that I've knit up a wintry object a bit larger than intended, so that the baby can grow into it when it gets colder, if that makes sense. So that's that. And then obviously you would have seen, I spoke about this at length, I think, this bag that I cast on. I have joined in the round. I did that last night. I've only knit, I think, 2 or 3 rows in the round now, so really haven't made much progress on that at all, but that's a slow working one. I'm not in a rush to get that one finished. I might take that one on holiday with me at the end of the month. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to decide what knits to take away with me on holiday. I'm going to Thailand for a week, so I'm not sure which knits to take with me. I don't want anything too woolly or too hot, because my hands will get sweaty. It's going to be, I think, mostly 30 degrees or 31 degrees for the days that we're going to be there. So I don't want my hands to get sweaty. So nothing big and nothing too woolly. So I feel like this will be a good option to take with me. So slowly making some progress on that. Thank you for joining me this week. It's been so nice taking you guys along with me. Thank you for spending your time with me if you've made it to the end of this vlog. Let me know in the comments what you are working on at the moment to give me some inspiration. As always, remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I feel so weird saying that, but it really helps, and then you can see my videos as soon as they come out. Okay, I'm gonna sign it off there. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you're well wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.